Today's episode is a conversation from Toronto at the Canadian Open with Sania Mirza and Hanlon Walsh, one of our doubles writers who was in Toronto with me. And if you don't know Sania and you're a doubles fan, you probably should. Sania is a six-time Grand Slam doubles champion. She's one of the best WTA doubles players of the last 10 to 15 years. And she used to be a great singles player as well. I believe she was in the top 20. And she's really an icon in India, where she's from. She has almost as many Twitter followers and Instagram followers as Serena Williams, to give you some perspective. So in this conversation, I ask her a couple of strategy questions. It's a very brief conversation because she's so busy. She only had about 10 minutes or so to sit down with us. But I ask her what's it like playing with singles players versus doubles players. So at the Canadian Open, she was playing with Madison Keys, and they did knock out the top seeds, Veronika Kudermetova and Elise Mertens in the tournament, which was a fantastic match that I got to watch. Hanlon asked her about her career playing with Martina Hingis, things like that. I also touch on mixed versus women's double strategy and a few other topics as well. So this is a really fun conversation, very short, kind of brief episode. But I think you will enjoy it and get a lot out of it. And definitely, if you get a chance to watch Sania, she mentioned retirement, so she might be retiring in the next year or so. We will see. But if you get a chance to watch her, definitely do so, because she is a fantastic player. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today I have Sania Mirza on, a six-time Grand Slam doubles champion. Sania, welcome.
Thank you.
So I wanted to start, I was doing my basic research before we chatted with you, and Serena Williams has 11 million Twitter followers, and you're just behind her at 9 million.
Am I? Okay.
So that tells me that India must really love their doubles.
Yeah, and I think they really love their stars, really, and we're lucky we come from a country of 1.2 billion people, so
yeah,
we
that helps as well.
Have the numbers, but no, I think that we obviously have been really good in doubles, but with Leander and Mahesh obviously being number one in the world a bunch of years ago, but to have a woman over there, I think was very exciting, obviously, and I get a lot of love from my country.
Yeah, awesome. So you're here in Toronto. You just knocked out the number one seed yesterday in a very competitive match, and you're playing with Madison Keys. I wanted to ask, what's it like playing with Madison, since she's more of a singles player, and then just in general, what's it like playing with singles players versus someone?
Well,
are you coaching a little more?
No, I'm not. But the thing is, first of all, it was a last minute thing because Lucy got hurt in Washington, who I was supposed to play with, and then we obviously had to. I asked Madison. I was like, "Hey, look, do you want to play?" And she was like, "Okay." I mean, we're good friends as well, so we're I was like, "Oh, come on, play with me before I retire. Let's play 1 week at least." That was one, and then secondly, obviously playing a high level of singles for a bunch of years of my life, I kind of get that singles mentality on the doubles court, I think. So it's pretty simple-ish for me to understand, why she is standing in the corner and not taking the middle. I get it because I've obviously played a number of years of singles for a long time.
Yeah.
So, but she's really cool. She'll, ask. I mean, she hits the ball so big, it really doesn't matter what else she's doing.
Yeah.
She's when she smacks it, it stays hit. And, with the fast balls, a couple of points yesterday, on set point, the backhand line. I don't know how much you guys watched, but stuff like that. I mean, it's great to watch, and she's young. I've known her for a long time, so we're not really coaching, but yeah, I mean, she does ask me. Obviously, I am older than her, and I've had a little bit more experience in doubles. So.
Yes.
You've had a lot of great partners throughout your career, but I think the one that sticks out to me is Martina Hingis and the run that y'all had from 2015 to 2016. What was that experience like playing with Hingis during that time?
Well, I think by far we both say this about each other, that we were each other's best partners. I mean, we cannot not say that. We didn't lose a match for like 6 months, I think, starting US Open in 2015 to like March of 2016. That's basically 6 months of like 40 plus matches. I mean, it was, the things we were able to achieve with each other was more than we could have imagined, I'll be honest. I mean, nobody thinks that you're not going to lose for 42 matches or 43 matches in a row. Like, that's just not something that's not really a goal of anybody's, But we were able to, like, push our limits and get the best out of each other on the court. And I think that before she retired that first time, like, we played a lot of singles matches against each other, and we always had really good matches, like regardless of who won. I think it was like 3-2. I don't know what the score is between us, but like we had some great matches. 3 sets in LA, Dubai, Seoul. Like, we played everywhere, and it was obviously great to have her on my side, because like the way she sees the court is probably the best person that I've ever played with. I mean, she just knows where the ball is going to come before the ball is actually hit, and obviously that's her biggest strength, and the understanding of the court is just incredible. And with because she doesn't have that much power, she obviously makes up with that anticipation that she has, and I think just together under pressure, we were really, really good. And that's why we were winning so much, to be honest.
Talk a little bit about mixed doubles. You have 3 Grand Slams in mixed as well. How does your strategy or mindset change, if at all, from women's to mixed doubles?
It doesn't really change, but I mean, it's a little different because obviously there's shorter points in mixed, and my biggest strength is my return. And I think maybe that's why I've had, decent success in mixed, because I'm able to return the guy's serve, which is probably the hardest part about mixed, is when you're playing guys who are serving over 200 and you're like kind of... So, like, I find it hard to play guys who are lefty and, like, are, faking their toss because, like, so for me...
I think everyone has trouble with that, right?
Yeah, I know. But, like, I hate that. Like, when they fake the toss, like, it's just... because that's where I kind of read the serve, So, but I think that, like, I just feel that I don't really change how I play. I just feel like it's a little bit... The dynamic is just a little different. You're not into, like... 10-ball cross-court rallies, right? I mean, that's not happening in mix. So,
who has been some of your toughest doubles opponents over the years? Whether it's a team that sticks out or a few players that you played with in several matches.
I think probably Vesnina Makarova were one of them, and Bethany Maddox-Sands and Safarova. I think it was the 3 of us were always kind of fighting for that top spot as a team, and we've played a lot of we played the Wimbledon final against Vesnina Makarova, and obviously at that time Lucy and Andy, I guess Lavachkova, Radetska, they were a really top team. We remember playing one final against them. So I think these were the 3 or 4 teams. It's tough to name one.
Yeah, and you played several times with Vesnina and Maddox-Sands also on the same side of the court.
Exactly. So it was just... It's so hard for me to say, okay, this was the toughest. But, these teams were the ones that obviously, I think stood out.
Yeah.
So a strategy question here. Do you feel like when you're out on the court, is it more important for you to attack an opponent's weakness or play to your own strength?
Both. I mean, of course, at the end of the day, if you're not doing your basics and your strengths well enough, it doesn't matter, because everybody's a good enough tennis player. Nobody has that big a weakness that if you're not going to play to your strength, that their weakness is their weakness, quote unquote, is just going to break down.
Sure.
I mean, we're not in that stage. We're the best tennis players in the world. So obviously everybody knows how to hit a forehand and backhand. It's just who misses one extra forehand or one extra backhand at a certain point of time or under pressure.
Yeah,
but so I think it's both, and I think it's important to obviously understand what the opponent's weakness is, but still kind of be true to yourself on the other side of the net, and still try to play to your strength as well.
Let me try to ask that in a different way as well. So if it's a big, let's say it's a big no ad point, right, and you're serving, and I don't know what serve you prefer, if it's wide or tee or whatever.
I can't tell you on podcast. I'm still playing. I'll tell you after I retire.
Okay.
But,
Okay. We might have to come back to this question, but let's assume that it's the wide serve in the deuce court.
Right.
But the opponent has a really strong forehand return, so it's better to serve tee to them. On that deuce point, do you decide I'm going with my strength regardless, or
it just depends. There's nobody. Like if I'm playing Madison Keys, I'm not going to her forehand, right? I mean, like
because that strength is just too strong.
Yeah, because that's just. I mean, like if somebody's playing me, why would they want to go to my forehand? I mean, that's not something that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that what happens is that under pressure, the weakness that you have, any tennis player has a tendency of breaking down more.
Sure.
Right? So like in a general ball, like somebody will hit a great forehand, but that's probably not their best shot. But on a deuce point at 5-all, if that's going to decide, who's going to serve for the match, then, you got to go to their weakness because hopefully your serve is not that bad on the tee.
Got it. Okay, that's the answer I was looking for. Thank you. Okay, I know you need to run in a few. Let's do 2 more questions.
Are there any players, whether in women's doubles or mixed doubles, who you haven't gotten to play with yet that you would like to?
Like on the same side?
On the same side, yep.
Oh, there's so many.
Who would be your dream mixed doubles partner and women's doubles partner?
My dream mixed doubles partner... Well, I've actually played mixed with Roger. I was going to say Roger, but I've played a league mixed. Maybe Andy Murray. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and I played against him, though, at the Olympics
in
2016.
And Laura Robson.
Yeah. No, not Laura and him. We beat them. Him and Heather.
Oh, that's right.
We beat them in Rio.
Up,
yeah. They won the medal in London. So probably Andy. And in women's doubles, I mean, I'm going to go with Serena.
Yeah. You guys would be a good team.
It's a timely choice. So last question, how do we make doubles more popular?
Well, I think there's a bunch of things that need to be done. First of all, there needs to be a lot more publicity around doubles. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Like when you go to a tournament and you see banners of players, there needs to be banners of the top doubles players too, just the way there's like 16 seeds, then there's got to be at least 4 of the top teams, you know? So that's one. I think that people see, I mean, the 2 matches we've played, we've had a full crowd, you know? So obviously people like to watch doubles, and because they like to play doubles, because most people in the world play doubles, you know, they don't really go and grind 3 hours of singles like in a club, like in the morning, they go and play doubles. So they connect with that more anyway. Secondly, I think it is important to have doubles matches on big courts on prime time. I'm not saying take it away from a singles match at 7 p.m., but have a doubles match. And some tournaments do it, you know, and they get great crowds for it.
Right.
I mean, Martina and I, when we played, we had full packed crowds almost everywhere we played, and we played on big courts a lot of the times. And that shows you, because at that time doubles was really popular for those few years when all these top girls were playing, you know. So I think it's important to keep, and it's not a 1 week or a 2 week process. It is a process that's going to take a few years, but you got to do it. It's the same thing that people talk about. Are we going to promote just the top 3 people in the singles, or are we going to promote the 20? You know, because what happens when those top 3 retire? What's going to happen? It's going to be a void. So it's the same way. Yeah. So it's going to take time, and I think obviously more on TV, right? I mean, TV time. I think Tennis TV does a pretty decent job with showing at least the later stage of doubles, but you got to show some doubles because people want to watch it. Yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah. I have 100 other questions I'd love to ask you, but I know you need to run. So thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, you're welcome. That was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
If you want to become a smarter doubles player and start winning more matches, then join the Tennis Tribe Doubles Strategy newsletter. Every single Thursday, I'll send you a new doubles tip or tactic that you can use in your very next match. And when you join, you're going to get a free guide on how to play with more confidence and start dominating at the net in doubles. My name's Will. I'm the founder of the Tennis Tribe, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with players at every level of the game, from USTA 3.0 players all the way to Division I college programs, as well as some of the top 10 doubles players in the world. And on Thursdays, with this strategy newsletter, I share that knowledge and advice that I've gained over the years with you. So to sign up, you can go to thetennistribe.com. And again, you'll get that free net play guide when you join.